If you love complicated family dramas, welcome to the ultimate mother-in-law vs. daughter-in-law showdown. The mother-in-law was furious, but the daughter-in-law wasn't easy prey. She told her to look in the mirror. Dad-in-law trusted her with the company before he passed, and the mother-in-law was definitely not thrilled about it. He foresaw the drama coming, so she had to stay strong, no matter how badly the mother-in-law took it out on her. No matter how unreliable her husband was, she remained calm. Sometimes the beach was her outlet. Even though she ignored her bodyguard, he had serious insight. She was feeling confident and warned the not-so-innocent guy not to get any funny ideas. The bodyguard said he wasn't that kind of guy, and little did he realize she didn't expect him to react that quickly. Afterward, she started getting glam. When she arrived and laid eyes on that boy, she realized the mother-in-law's plot, and her husband's antics brought it all home. Every time she showed up, she had to dress to impress in that daring backless outfit. After all, she knew he had a thing for it. But every time she saw her husband, she felt nauseous, not because he was ugly, but because his taste was just too extreme. The bodyguard tried to intervene, but she rolled her eyes and told him to quit being naive and just open the door. Inside, the chaos was real, but the secretary was used to it by now, secretly questioning the young master's taste. She gently woke the woman in bed, telling her to throw some clothes on and head home. The half-asleep lady asked who she was, and the secretary said, "You second wife." The woman was taken aback, but figured anyone who could waltz in here must be close to the young master. Instantly excited, she asked, "How's the chat with your wife going? Planning to have some kids?" And boy, was that but the wife just wouldn't budge. Who knew her mother-in-law was so ruthless, using a family photo shoot to spill the tea on her husband's affair? When she laid eyes on the boy's mother, she realized her husband had history with her, in part related to how chic she was. "Shouldn't it be you leaving?" She commented, "I don't want to follow you guys abroad. I'm absolutely not getting a divorce." The little secretary didn't hold back and spelled, "I was living with the young master before you two got hitched." After finding out she was pregnant, she panicked and rushed to Japan because her mother-in-law wanted a match of similar status. Do you really think that love at first sight in Africa with the young master was destiny? Almost nauseous from hearing too much, she urged the story on, that flirty young master was with an actress. The next day, that actress mysteriously had a seizure and died in his bed. Talk about a bad plot twist. It was such a bizarre incident that she ended up being the replacement. What a tragedy. Not to mention, the mother-in-law threw a huge hat of shame on her. She had to fight back. She couldn't let her mother-in-law off easy after everything. In a hurry, she called a press conference to leak secrets about the vice president, and the media went wild. The mother-in-law panicked and rushed home halfway through her beauty regimen. On television, she praised her husband and insisted he wasn't like that. But when the reporters asked about the illegitimate child, she stalled on the explanation. "That kid is my late father-in-law's," and the mother-in-law turned green with envy, realizing that the shame was now on her. Her husband could no longer bear it and was shocked at how bold his wife had become, turning their child into a brother. The little secretary was furious, realizing she was a 70-year-old little wife. The soap opera was exposed then. A 40-year-old woman married into affluence but cheated on her husband. Her mother-in-law smiled bitterly. The daughter-in-law replied calmly, "Mom, you forced me." The mother-in-law was fuming, but the daughter-in-law insisted she should thank her for giving her a reason to bring home the outside child. While the mother-in-law outwardly expressed gratitude, her heart was seething with rage, masked under polite smiles. The battle of the mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law continued, but the elder matriarch had her tricks up her sleeve, turning the tide dramatically. The 70-year-old little enchantress made a comeback, officially becoming part of the wealthy family, forcing the mother-in-law to recognize her daughter's strength. "Remember to treat this mother-in-law kindly. After all, her face always looks like she's just eaten a lemon." "Bro, what's your name again?" "Oh right, CEO." Right. Listen, your daughter-in-law calls you so sweetly. I've prepared a room for you. Now where's the stepmother at?" "Wow, seriously. Stepmother isn't even a stepmother. She's taking this way too far, just trying to act funny." "Mom, I get the title madam, but what on earth does stepmother mean?" "Oh, what's going on? Stepdaughter?" Our maids are chuckling over what to call this new mother-in-law. The little enchantress asked the butler when she could interview for the young master's tutor position. The butler told her to mind her own business, assuring her that she would take care of everything, but she was already ready to rebel. "May. What? Stepmother, what does that even mean? I really feel the suffocating vibe here." The mother-in-law was currently looking for a way to vent, and strangely, her status seemed to intimidate everyone. She waved her hand, trying to rally her bodyguards, but the husband completely ignored them, turning his back on her. Everyone gasped collectively, knowing the mother-in-law had a vindictive streak, and she was determined to pin her resentment on the daughter-in-law.